Hey, ladies and gents, we are back with a new game, Dyson Sphere program. Just came out today. It's early access. What this game is we're going to be building an infrastructure, factories, all that kind of stuff. And to get to the end game, we're going to be researching, uh, you know, new abilities, new tech, all that kind of stuff. And eventually, at the end of the game, apparently, we're going to be trying to build a Dyson Sphere. Now, what is a Dyson sphere? It's a hypothetical megastructure that would encompass the sun in some sort of power array. Essentially, the idea goes is that when a civilization advances far enough that they will not be able to harvest enough energy from the resources of a planet, so they would have to go to the sun to be able to continue to meet the energy requirements that they need as an advanced civilization. First put out, I didn't realize this. I always thought Freeman Dyson himself came up with the idea, but it was actually a science fiction book written in 1937 called Star Maker. That this idea of this huge megastructure came out about the sphere or something that would collect energy for the civilization. Of course, Freeman Dyson wrote a paper in 1960 about it, and since then it's exploded in science fiction in general. The ideas, I mean, it's crazy. We can see it in Star Trek. So, yeah, the idea has been around for a while. So, in this game, what we're going to do is we're going to be essentially building from scratch a infrastructure and on up into eventually researching the technologies needed to build this Dyson sphere. So, what we're going to do is jump into a new game. Number of stars, 64. Resource multiplier, let's put it about halfway, I think. I just got home, so I'm just started up this game. I did a quick kind of 5-minute look at it, see what it was like. But this is, of course, going to be hopefully a little bit further in here. So we're going to start the game and see what we get. I'll leave, of course, let the cutscenes and all that stuff play here, so you guys can get an idea of what's going on.
Welcome to the actual universe. You may find it's different from our homeland. Should you be able to adapt to the laws of physics in a short time, I am your advisor and will help you through this mission.
Graphics look cool. I will give you that. It's a very well-made game. I do believe there's only 2 versions of, at least language-wise. I think it's Chinese.
Everything here is yours. As one of Cosmo and the pioneer of the Dyson Sphere program, you will explore this cluster step by step. By using the resources here to construct the Dyson Sphere to provide energy for the center brain to maintain homeland, starting from scratch. I have chosen a designated planet for you to start the mission, which has necessary resources for initial development. Now please drive the space capsule to the planet.
Okay, since I was oddly, rudely interrupted by the dude in the right-hand corner. There is 2 languages. There's English, and I believe it's Chinese. Don't take my word for that, because about as much Chinese I know is Szechuan beef. So, yeah, I'm guessing by the characters it's Chinese and English is the 2 languages. So let's head to Gamma Craterus.
Now you are about to reach the designated planet.
Oh, thankfully I was not going to have to land that myself. I would just see me burn up into a pile of... Oof. Okay. So we're going to land on the planet. These are relatively small planets, but to see that this is going to be the initial start up here. We're going to drive, we're going to land, and we're going to get out in a mech. There is a lot to play here with, and I've only just scratched the surface of it, so we're going to be playing video after video of this as we move through this game.
This is Icarus, a lightweight industrial mecha with powerful functionality. You can use the arrow keys or right-click on the destination to control its movement. In this mission, you will manipulate Icarus to travel beyond the stars and create miracles.
Okay, I'm not saying this is a Chinese knockoff of Bumblebee, but that dude looks really... If this thing drops in and turns into a Camaro...
The space capsule. Right-click on it to recycle.
Okay, so we do have a couple different controls here. So we have our usual WASD control, and we also have the right-hand click. So what we're going to do is we're going to recycle this space capsule we just jumped on here. So
you can use the same operation to collect resources, such as trees, gravel, etc. In the meantime, hold down Shift and right-click to give a series of commands. You receive several items after recycling the space capsule. Click the inventory button in the lower right corner of the screen to open the cabin to view them.
So we're going to do multiple commands there, and then we're going to look at this. So now this mech requires energy. Earliest, easiest way I've seen so far to power this thing is of trees. Log, plant fuel, organic crystals, that kind of stuff. So we're going to do a couple more of yours, and then we'll go over and do the inventory here.
You can hold down mouse middle button drag to rotate the angle of view, or slide the mouse wheel to zoom in and out.
Alright, I'm going to turn his ass off probably the next time we see this video. He's not going to be there. I can already just... Oof. Alright, so the mech requires fuel. You can see here in the fuel chamber. Now, anything that when you hover it over it, it'll say...
You have not unlocked the construction menu, which will be done automatically when complete any technology research. Click the technology
I already
button
dislike
at the
you.
bottom right of the screen to open the technology tree.
Yeah, we're
and
getting to that.
activate
I'm doing a
research.
video here. So you need fuel to run your mech. Right now, ordinary fuel obtained from trees is low energy. You do get some of these hydrogen fuel cells where you get a little bit more energy, but I'm not terribly sure what we could possibly need this for. So right now, I'm just using the logs for fuel and, of course, branches for fuel, because this stuff I know I can get a bunch of. This stuff I don't know exactly what we can get yet. So we're going to take a look. So that was the inventory, was this button right here, right? So we're going to start picking up. There's some copper veins here. We'll work on getting some copper. But see, yeah, the planet's fairly good. I mean, you know, it's going to take a while to get all the way around here, but it's loaded with resources. I'm not sure what all the little pieces are. Like, they're probably assuming some iron somewhere, possibly coal. You never know, because you do end up with. Come back here and finish that. You're going to end up with what we call this technology tree, and you can see that it's fairly large. Here we are starting out, and we're going to have to end up way over here, which is universe matrix, artificial star, controlled annihilation. So there's going to be a lot of stuff to research, and I'm not sure exactly how much of this. And all of these are just the technologies, but then we also have a ton of upgrades, whether to do with our mechs or I'm assuming there's drone engines, things like that. We're going to have to research as we go along too. So there's going to be a fair amount of things to research here. So what do we have in our inventory now? We have magnet. We must have got that from the ship. And we have a hydrogen fuel cell. Don't just stand there. Kind of reminds me a little bit of, yeah, it says there's going to be, I think there's going to be a lot of, at least for the initial part of the game, looks like there's going to be a fair amount of harvesting. At least everything getting up and running and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not sure even the amounts yet, but I said this is the first real kind of playthrough I've did of this game. Or, whoops. So yeah, let's do a bunch of trees here. And while he's doing this, we're going to get as much fuel as we can. I said I'm not terribly sure if I want to use up the rest of the stuff yet, just because I don't know if I'm going to need it for something else. I'm going to go tell him to go back there and do that. But what we are going to do is look at the technology here, which is going to require electromagnetism, which is we're going to need 10 magnetic coils. Magnetic coils is not magnets. So we have to go to the replicator here, and this replicator is going to give us the chance to build magnetic coils. So the replicating queue here, we can produce, we need 10 of them, I believe, and we can produce them. 8, 6, 5, 4. Yeah, so we have 10 of them now, and then we should be able to do our first research. There we go. Activate. So we're going to have to take a little while to do that, but that's all right. Now, there is daylight. Like I said, there's day, there's night, there's all kind of stuff, you know, as you do this. But we're going to have to work. And it's kind of cool as you move this guy around here. I mean, not just he will fly over most of the water. And at some point, I do believe we're going to be able to leave the planet and go do some other stuff. So now we've unlocked wind turbines, Tesla towers, and the mining machines. So this could help a lot if we get a mining machines up here and start out on this. So yeah,
You have created a mining machine to achieve ore collecting automation. Pick it up from the inventory, or select it on Gathering of Construction menu to build it.
okay. Sweet. So what do we have here? This is iron veins. Alright, let's do that. So we're going to get our first
You
maybe...
can use the R key to rotate the mining machine for covering more veins. The more veins covered, the faster the ores will be gathered. If you want to ignore grid snapping, try holding down
Oh,
the
there we
shift key.
go. So you have to be... Apparently the front part of it is where it harvests the... Alright, so now we need power. I'm assuming... Alright, do we need... Tesla. Okay, here we go. Alright, so it's going to be simply... Yeah, so it needs power, so you need to put a wind turbine in to power the mining unit to mine iron. Alright. And I think, well, the more I think about it, we're going to have to do some exploring as we build this. I'm going to build this for now just to start out with the game, but I'm thinking we need to take stock of our inventory of what we have on top on the planet, copper, metal, and all that kind of stuff, and then see where we're going to need to go with building the whatnot. So let's put that up here. And that should...
Wind turbine. You have established your first power grid. Not all power facilities has its power supply area. Use the Tesla tower to extend the area of the power grid.
All right, good to know. So then the Tesla. Okay, so you can go so far from the wind tower for a Tesla, and then whatever's inside that area will be activated. Ah, all right, fellas, that's how we work this. Okay, with that said, fellas, I'm going to drop this off for the night, and we'll start working on a little bit more. I think we're probably going to have to do a little scouting here, and maybe even possibly see what we're going to have to do for the next, which I think is, I need electromagnetic matrix and a matrix lab, or I'm assuming a smelter and a glass. And then a basic assembly unlocked. Assembling machine Mark 1. Okay, so I think there might be possibly a progress here we have to follow. It's going to be something we're going to have to look into going. Any possible upgrades? Mecha Core. Universe exploration. Alright, so interesting game. We'll have some more videos up here as we play with this and see what we got to go on here. So with that said, fellas, we will talk to you later, and thanks for watching.